This week we were asked to identify 5 competencies that we would like to develop. For myself, I would love to learn more about formulas and building pivot tables in Excel. In my current position, I use Excel every single day. I extract data, do research, and within Excel, I know the base level formulas, and I know enough about pivot tables, but I'd really like to get some advanced knowledge on this. Additionally, I'd like to continue to learn how to use video editing for presentations. Much like this discussion board and some of my other courses that I'm taking through this semester are very intensive in writing. And so when I get an opportunity like with this class to do a presentation, I'd like to take that opportunity as much as it's given available to me, but also advance my knowledge on how to use video editing for these presentations just to develop my acumen in this space. I'd also like to learn more in-depth knowledge on financial analysis, specifically with pricing, and even how my clients use financial analysis for their pricing. I do this on the surface, but I do rely on my credit partners for most of this. But this is another area that I think if I could build my acumen in, I could be stronger in my work in commercial banking. Recently, the LIBOR rate changed, and it changed to the secured overnight financing rate. I'd love to learn more about this just to have a better understanding through the transition. And lastly, I work in commercial banking, but I do not work with any securities or financial trading. I do work with a lot of financial advisors with Merrill Lynch, and I would love to learn more about trading securities, just from a basic over-level standpoint, so that it can help contribute to the conversations that I'm having with these financial advisors. Often we get so siloed in what we do, but it's a great to know what others do as well so that we can find areas and gaps where we can identify opportunities to work together for our clients. In this week's vignette, Rebecca was part of the communications for her sorority and realized an opportunity when they were spending $1,000 on their website management that she had an opportunity to really learn how to manage the website. And the training cost $300 to do so, which in the long run would save the sorority a tremendous amount of money. It also, helped them get their communication out quicker. And it built her skill set in managing the website. When I think about my self-development experiences, I was in a similar situation as Rebecca. Years and years ago, I worked as an office manager over sales for an automotive repair shop. And one of the things that I had to take care of was accounts payable and receivables. And we used a QuickBooks platform. And every single week we would send, we weren't really using QuickBooks to the fullest capabilities. We would send all of our finances and everything that we were doing over to an accountant weekly, and it was a very costly measure for the company. And I realized that if I had some advanced training at that time in QuickBooks, that I could essentially lower our costs from having to use the accountant weekly and expand that to monthly, where I could send QuickBooks reports over to the CPA for them to review and add in from a bookkeeping perspective. So I explored and found a 3-day course to learn QuickBooks, and I actually went to Atlanta, Georgia to take this course. And after this course, I knew enough about QuickBooks to be able to run our office, save the money from having to use our CPA and bookkeeper weekly. And over the long run, it really actually helped to what I even do today and helping with companies and understanding accounts payable and receivable. This week we were asked to create an action plan based off the competencies that we would like to learn ourselves. I did some research and found a lot of great resources where I could actually take some training, even some tutorials on each of the competencies that I'd like to learn. With the formulas and pivot tables in Excel, I found some really great training courses. One was through my online training hub, and this course gave advanced level pivot table training, where they explained the reverse pivot table, how to extract data, how to group data. Also, from an advanced Excel formulas and functions, the Corporate Finance Institute actually had 3 courses that it recommended in this space. One was an Excel crash course. Another was building a 3-statement financial model. And then there was a scenario and sensitivity analysis training as well. For video editing for presentations, I already use Camtasia. I purchased this software last semester, and one thing that Camtasia does is it has a lot of additional training for you to learn the software, which is what I'm most interested in, knowing how to use this software more. So I went back to Camtasia to see what additional training that they had, and they have training for how to do video tutorials, meeting recordings, how to create video lessons, webinar recordings, presentation recordings, a lot of demo videos that they provided. Some of their training is included, and then there are other trainings that they provide for a cost. And then when I transitioned over to the financial analysis for pricing, MIT had a pricing short course, which I thought was really interesting. This course actually helped you with the understanding of the values that customers place on their products, understanding price elasticity, survey techniques, and historical data. It is an online course through a course of 6 weeks. You spend 6 to 8 hours per week doing weekly modules. And then at the end, you earn a Sloan certificate from MIT just for the completion of this course. Something that I'd be super interested in taking when I do not have as much of a course load on me. Maybe something I do after graduation next spring. As far as the secured overnight financing rate, there is actually a SOFRA Academy, and really, I believe, this was created just in the transition from going from LIBOR to the secured overnight financing rate. And so this academy helps you understand why the regulators made the change to discontinue LIBOR, and also identifying differences between LIBOR and SOFRA, and understanding the timelines involved in the transition. So this is something that I will probably immediately begin to use because it is going to impact how I do business this year. My company has provided some advanced training as well on this because it's a change for everyone in the finance community. So I'm just going to take it upon myself to take this additional training as well. And then as far as learning trade securities, I found a really great video on YouTube, actually. I'm a big fan of YouTube tutorials, especially, if it's beginner level knowledge. This particular YouTube channel had the ultimate stock trading course. And some of the things that you can discover in the course was, what is stock trading? How does it work? Why not all stocks are equal? And then how to profit from stock trading. And then just the different types of stock market orders and how you can use them correctly. So this is something that I certainly plan to watch again, I just want to have that base level overview of trading securities in itself. I think this action plan put in place will help me grow in my acumen at all these levels, and I look forward to the opportunity to hear what you guys are planning with your competencies and what you would like to learn from a self-development standpoint.